All right. Continuing now from Washington, D.C., a special edition this week of the Steve Gruber Show, live from Washington all week. Glad to be here. I've had some great opportunities today. The President of Rwanda and the President of the Republic of the Congo coming in to sign a peace deal with President Trump. It's an important activity happening today here in Washington. We'll have full coverage here tomorrow. Here's the truth. Legal immigration is a good thing for America. Illegal immigration is not. I know, because my next guest is a legal immigrant. Peter Lumaj is an attorney, GOP strategist, former Albanian political refugee, and now a conservative candidate for the position of Secretary of State in the state of Connecticut. It's a big job. It's a big opportunity. Peter, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
So you came here legally, and now you've looked at the political landscape. You've decided you're a conservative, but Connecticut, it's not. Tough state for a conservative to run in. Why did you decide to get in the race?
Well, when my brothers and I escaped communist Albania 37 years ago, government agents showed up. They rounded up my family, including my parents, 7 siblings that were left behind, nieces and nephews, and took them to a concentration camp. They tortured my father to death because he had failed to notify the government that his sons, 4 of us, wanted to search for freedom and opportunity. I always tell people that my father was willing to die, to sacrifice his life so I can live in freedom. And everything that I left behind in Eastern Europe is coming to the United States. Socialism is coming to the United States. And, coming to the United States legally, I don't see any problems with people who choose to come over here, embrace our values, become Americans. Look, to come to the United States, before you had to submit to a background investigation, which we did. We had to be fingerprinted. We needed a sponsor. We were interviewed by the U.S. Embassy to make sure that we're coming here for the right reasons. And I don't see any problems with those standards. I waited in that camp for 9 months to be processed to come over here. And I would do it again if need be, because America is the greatest country in the world. Now, being involved in politics, I don't want to see this great country of ours that embraced my family and I slipping into socialism, and we're moving towards socialism. Look what's happening in New York City, Minnesota, other states and cities that we have all these socialists, and some of them coming from countries that pretty much were socialistic in nature. And once they become American citizens here, they are promoting the same policies that they left behind, and that perturbs me.
We've done a terrible job of educating young people in this country about socialism. They can't tell you about Chairman Mao or Stalin or the Great Leap Forward or what Castro did or Pol Pot. We do a terrible job, Peter, of educating our young people, because that's why they're embracing it, because they don't know any better, because they're ignorant. It's not their fault. We didn't teach them well. That's a fact. Let me ask you about something else. Georgia's judge down there dismissing the 2020 election interference case against President Trump. What do you make of that? First of all, what do you think about election integrity? Should there be voter ID? Should you have to be a United States citizen? Easy questions, actually.
To prove that they are American citizens, that they have a picture ID. We should know where they live, if they live in the district that they are voting in or a state that they are voting in. I don't see any problems with that. We're not discriminating against anyone. We just want to make sure that elections is a process that is trusted by the voters, and anyone who wants to vote as an American citizen is not being prevented from voting. As far as the president's charges being dropped, I think that that was one of the most glaring case of a clearly politically persecuted and prosecution of the case. He was persecuted for political reasons. We all knew that he was being targeted because of what he stood for. And President Trump, I think, is the only president in modern history that understands the threat that is coming to the United States from this failed ideology called socialism.
Hold right there, Peter. We're having a bit of a technical issue here. We'll just bear with that a little bit. But isn't it interesting to hear from an immigrant who has experienced socialism and says that is the wrong way to go? A new poll finds that 1 in 3 young Americans believe political violence is justified. And many expect unrest to grow. We saw the attack on the National Guard members right here in Washington, D.C., Peter. It's kind of a frightening thing, isn't it?
Look, anyone who tries to justify political violence is on the wrong side of history. We have seen that movie before, and I don't like the ending of it. In 2009, there was a candidate in Albania for the Christian Democratic Party. He was assassinated. My brother was his campaign manager, and he was at the verge of being assassinated for political reasons. We cannot settle these differences by political violence, by trying to assassinate the ones that we disagree with. The unfortunate part is that every time that this kind of violence happens in the United States, we have the media, we have the left trying to justify these actions and even blaming that on their mental, situation or mental status of the individual. Make no mistake, these people who are coming to the United States from certain cultures which are not compatible with the American way of life, they're coming here with the intent of killing us and harming us. If you can go back to 1968, when the first terrorist act, I would say, was committed with the assassination of Bobby Kennedy, to today, all these assassinations or all these terrorist acts were committed by a certain group. And we keep on bringing them to the United States, knowing that they are not compatible with our culture. Arnold Toynbee years ago said that great civilizations are not murdered, they commit suicide. The West is committing suicide, including the United States, by bringing certain groups of people to the United States who are not willing to assimilate into our culture, who are not willing to embrace the Christian values that we have. And we have to do a better job when it comes to bringing legal immigrants to the United States and make sure that they have values that are with ours.
Yeah. Tell the folks real quickly, where is your website so they can find out more about you and your candidacy? We got about 20 seconds.
It's peterlumaj.com. Peter, Lumaj, it's one word, peterlumaj.com. All the other platforms are there. And thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Peter, you come back anytime. Telling the people the truth about socialism is a good place to start. Thank you for being here. I'll take a break and be right back. It's the Steve Gruber Show.